Is it biblical to count the number of those who are saved? We do see an account of that in Acts 2:41, and it gives the number of those added to the church that day were 3,000. The Bible gives us numbers for many different things. There were 12 disciples. There were 72 sent out by Jesus who performed miracles. There were 120 in the upper room. Does that mean that I think it's okay to keep track of how many people are saved in a service? Not necessarily. And we're trying to measure spiritual things in a service by either having people raise their hands or by simple observation. And I just don't think it's possible. My business was to speak and teach the truth based upon the word of God. And numbers are not the only way to measure the effectiveness of the church. You have to be careful. Now, do I think that it's wise for pastors to know church membership and keep track of that? Sure. I think that they say, hey, we have 500 members at our church this year. We've grown, in membership by 75 in the last year, because they have to assess the growth of the church so they can grow with it. They can provide the necessary trainings for teachers and things like that. So there has to be some kind of accountability with numbers, but I don't know that counting salvation is the right way. I think more along the lines of maybe counting membership, people who are committed to the church, people who have been there and taken the membership classes and agree with the doctrines and things like that. And I think that we have to be very careful by counting. I'm very careful of my podcast stats. I'm very careful of counting how many people follow me on Instagram. I never care if I post something, oh, is this going to get me to lose followers? Well, my number one concern is it the truth? Followers or not, because you can get so wrapped up in the numbers that you can get discouraged or frustrated or even change your message to attract. So numbers are in pretty much everything that we do, but I think that we have to be careful with them, because if we start working for the numbers, we're not working for the right reasons.